Hello, YouTube family. How are you guys doing today? Good afternoon. It is now Thursday afternoon, about 2 in the evening, and I am Ronnie Quest. I'm one of the contributors at Flying Being Queen, but you see I'm on Your Black World. But this video is actually going to go on several different platforms because I want to be sure that this information does get out. So whatever platform you're on, make sure you subscribe to this platform. Make sure you share out this broadcast. Be sure to have this conversation with your family as well. And I want to be sure that you guys are doing all those things, okay? So what I will say is that I have been studying about automation for approximately about this whole entire year, okay? So this year has been a automation, artificial intelligence year for me. Not because I was looking to get into this information, but because it just happened for the world that I'm in. So let me tell you a little bit about myself really quick, and we're gonna get right into this conversation because this is gonna be an in-depth video because I'm getting a lot of people asking me to do the end of jobs part 2. So this is really critical that I get this out. So I don't want to spend a lot of time about myself, but I'm a business consultant. I'm also president of my local Black Chamber of Commerce. And I was in corporate America like not eons ago, but about 6 years ago, but I worked in corporate America for a very long time. So hello, how are you doing? So make sure this is a very important topic. So we're going to start off with a video because a lot of times when I talk about this, a lot of people, I think I am not stating the right numbers or so forth. So let's start off with a video first, and then we're going to get into this conversation, okay, today. And you can tell people to join in, share this out like later on. I encourage in challenging everybody to start talking about this in the Black community with their family, friends, teens, youth, and so forth. Okay, so this is really critical. So let me go ahead and get this set up so I can share this out. So give me a second. Share my screen, and we're gonna watch a 5-minute video. Get right into this. Oh shoot! I wonder why you can't hear. Hold on. You can't hear the video? Hold on. All right, let me see if I can set it up another way so you guys can hear it. That sucks. Technical difficulties. Well, family, I apologize. You guys couldn't hear the video. I was hoping you could hear it. I'll have to do it from my other phone. I was really trying to have this on my computer. So that way, family, I apologize. You guys couldn't hear the video. I was hoping you could. So I was hoping that you guys would not have to look at it from my phone. I wouldn't have to hold up my other phone so you guys could actually see the video. But that sucks. So let me go ahead and do that then instead, which is going to be kind of sucky for you guys. But I don't know why you guys can't hear it through the computer or the PC. So that kind of sucks. So let me cue up this video. Family, as you get started, I'm going to keep going ahead and talk. So long story short, 95 million jobs will get automated out of the workforce, okay? I know the video that I'm going to show you is talking about 15 years. This video was made 2 years ago, but it's actually the majority of them are going to happen in the next 5 years, okay? So what that means is that new skills are going to be required for you to work jobs. Now, this is going to affect teens, young adults, working class, entrepreneurs, business owners, people who are getting ready to retire, especially kids. You know, at this point, I will tell everybody that your kid's first job should be a business. The reason why I say that, and it's not because everybody can be a business owner, everybody can't be an entrepreneur, but what it's going to do is give them the skill set they need to be able to move quickly through change. So the days of having a job for 10 to 15 years are definitely completely over with. And I want to show you a lot of videos that just show you what automation is out here today, because what I realize is as I talk and I'm speaking to different people while I'm in meetings, even when I discuss it, when I'm doing speeches around the city, or even when I do podcasts on Fly and Being Queen or different platforms I'm on, a lot of people get taken back when I say that, and it's happening within the next 5 years, definitely within the next decade. But the biggest change is going to happen in the next 5 years. I've attended several workshops, one called The End of Jobs, The Future of Work, this year, just because of the space I'm in, because I'm a business owner, entrepreneur, and a consultant. So I do get invited, and then the president of my local chamber. So I get invited to a lot of different events. The ones that I can attend that I'm really interested in to make sure I educate the community on, I will attend, because I love to give knowledge to my people. So again, my name is Ronique West. I am a business consultant, president of my local Black chamber. I also contribute here on Fly and Queen. And sometimes you might have seen me on Your Black World doing intellectual chocolate, interviewing folks before. So family, it's good talking to you today. A lot of people have asked for this End of Jobs Part 2 topic and discussion. So that's why I wanted to come on to you today. So my goal is just to spread knowledge. You will always get from me real talk and business knowledge. That's what I'm going to do. I want to make sure our community is prepared for what is to come. And I'm very disappointed in our leadership in the United States right now, just because they're not even addressing automation at this point. And this is going to be the next industrial revolution. So it's going to affect a lot of people, unfortunately. And a lot of people are just not going to be prepared for it. So it was interesting. I was looking at videos on this topic today, and a lot of the things that I've noticed is that they're saying that the people who have the money, like the 1% or so forth, they're either purchasing bunkers or they're purchasing retreat houses is what they're calling it. But they're really bunkers so that when things really kind of hit the fan, or when people be so upset because they're not jobs available to work anymore and things of that nature, that people are going to get violent, right? And so they're like, you know what, I'm just going to protect my family. I'm not really going to prepare our citizens for things. So it's really interesting to see what's going on, and that this topic is not being discussed and our community is not heavily engaged in it. If you go search, I've covered this topic all year. I talked about all the jobs, which I'm going to cover this today in detail. I'm going to talk about the jobs that are going to get eliminated. I'm going to talk about the jobs that are going to be around. I'm going to show you the technology that Amazon has in place right now, some technology UPS has in place right now, the technology that is going into the call centers, also the technology for the lawyers, law firms, really for the lower skilled workers in the law firms. They're really going to be automated out, just because, of course, a computer just works faster than a human being, period. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's a small business, a large business, or a corporation. Their concern is the bottom line, especially in America. So America, to me, is really big about, like, how can we make more money? What is the bottom line? They're really not concerned about human about the human being. That's just how America runs. That's why people love this country when they're making a lot of money, right? And they like this country because there's no regulation, there's no accountability to big businesses. I don't have a problem with business. As you can tell, I'm in business. I work with business owners all the time, but I also have a concern for our community. So I feel like there should just be balance and accountability there. But what's going to happen because of automation, rent is going to rise. People are going to be living more in mobile homes. You know, homelessness is going to go on the rise. People are going to be displaced from work because they're not going to be prepared for the automation and the changes that are going to have to take place. So wherever platform you're on, whenever you're watching this video, I'm going to upload this to multiple places. And I believe this is going to get uploaded to multiple places as well. Just beware that I was wanting to get this video out, and I wanted to do it in detail once, and then I'm gonna put it everywhere. Okay. So let me pull up one of these videos. I'm gonna have to like literally email it to myself because I had it all scheduled for you guys to look through the computer, but the computer doesn't want to act correctly today. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to share this out a different way with you, and you're gonna have to look on my cell phone. So I do apologize for that because I really did want you guys to hear it through my PC and not have to hear it through my cell phone, which kind of sucks. But we're gonna make this work because this information is so critical for our community. And yes, it's not gonna reach everybody, but I'm really concerned about just making sure our community is prepared, right? I feel like if you prepare, you have the knowledge, you can prepare better for it. And that way you'll know what's going on. So let me email this to myself, and we're gonna queue up this first video so we can get really deep into this conversation really quickly. So hold on. You can follow me on Instagram at Ronique M. West. Make sure you follow all the Fly New Being Queens on the network as well. It's plenty of queens on the network that talk about different topics, from relationship to hair to, you got Miss Vicky Dillard. I cover your business topics and so forth. So it's a lot of different queens on the network. And let me cue up this video so you guys can definitely hear it.
LA was running up and down the court.
This episode is made possible by Wix. Build your own professional website with Wix by following the link below.
Now is not a good time to be set in your ways. The future's here. Jump on board. The train is leaving the station.
Let me see if I can get it to flip. Okay.
Eric Kroom is a logger who's betting everything he has on the future.
If this project is just a huge failure, it just means that I'm back to hand to mouth. It's everything that I got.
Besides cutting trees, Eric Kroom is also a self-taught engineer, and he's spending all his money to build and send machines where they've never tread before.
So in the past, that machine like that has never come up a hill like that.
Like many American industries, logging has been swept by a wave of automation. But steep mountainsides have remained a last refuge for people on the ground working with their hands. Until now.
So if you had 2 hand cutters cutting and a 7-man rigging crew, that's 9 people with at least 6 or 7 of them on the ground. This is replacing those people directly.
Understanding how automation is playing out in this industry can teach us a lot about the future of work far from the woods. While some of the benefits may be surprising, the pain will hit close to home. Eric's son Tristan does a job that Eric plans to automate. After the trees come down, Tristan is one of the workers attaching cables by hand to haul logs off the mountainside. And he said his colleagues see what's coming.
Almost half probably think their job's getting stolen.
In that way, what's happening on these Oregon slopes could soon happen all over. The machines may soon replace many of us.
The traditional logging that we're all used to is over. Nobody can compete with the latest technology, not if you're doing it the old way.
People studying how automation transforms employment generally agree that a vast swath of jobs will soon dramatically change or disappear.
Probably in the last 5 years or so, we've seen these technologies make more progress than they've made in the last 50 years, especially the artificial intelligence part.
The worst predictions say 40% of today's jobs could be lost to automation in only a few decades.
But if even half of that manifests, we're talking about a question of fundamentally restructuring what American life looks like.
It isn't the first time we've seen lives fundamentally restructured by machines.
So family, I ain't gonna spend a lot of time on that, but I wanted you guys to hear that, because when I talk about 93 million jobs, 95 million jobs, or even when I say 40% of the jobs, which when you listen to any of the workshops that I've attended, or if you start really studying this topic, everybody's between the 25% to 40% mark when it comes to the jobs. And they're saying, okay, well, 25 to 40% of jobs will be eliminated. That means those people that are currently sitting in their jobs will not have jobs, and they will have to get new skills to do different jobs. It's no way about it. Nobody's going to be able to stop this change. There's no regulation that is going to stop it. There is no protesting that's going to stop it. Even when I seen the union workers protesting here, probably about, when was it? About a couple months ago, and I'm all about union, about workers, about jobs too anyway, and business as well. I was just like, well, part of their demand has to be, you need to retrain us for new jobs. Like, if nobody is saying that in their demand list, they're not understanding what is here and what's to come for the American worker and for the global worker, period. The only difference is that what has occurred is that globally, other countries have prepared their citizens, their business owners, their entrepreneurs for the changes, or have been preparing for the last 10 years, to be honest, because really the changes have been happening in the last 10 years. And now are in the changes is what a lot of people don't understand. But America, for some reason, is just like ignoring this whole big phenomenon with automation. It's the next industrial work revolution. So a lot of people talk about immigration, and yes, immigration has hurt native born workers as well. But then automation is part of it as well. It's not just immigration. There's a study that's out for the Center for Immigration Control that just came out last October, well, this October 2019, last month, that shows you that native born workers are being discriminated against right now when it comes to all industries, including STEM. So I'm gonna say this again, native born workers are being discriminated against in all industries, including STEM. They have the data, they have the proof. So what Dr. Clyde Anderson has been telling us for quite some time, and they said this has been happening since the 90s. So they're telling you, like, for the last 2 decades, this is a problem that has occurred. And yes, it is really eliminating jobs, especially for Black men and Black women. It's making it tougher for them to gainful employment that includes wages. So that is that are livable wages, okay, because that makes the wages go down too. So it's kind of like a dual effect that's happening right now. And that's why I've been so passionate about this topic and constantly talking about it. And I love that other people are finally starting to address it and constantly putting it in their in their social media feeds, talking about the automation. I know an article just came out talking about how really Black men's wages will be completely destroyed by automation, which was really kind of interesting to see. But they're talking about kind of where the Black man falls in that category when it comes to like education, when it comes to small business, entrepreneurship. And we always know our Black men have always been a target for white supremacy. So that has a lot to play into it too, right? But this topic today, like I said, I'm never going to come on here and not give you resources, not give you the data, not show you what's really going on. That video was actually not the video I wanted you guys to watch, but I can't get the other video to pull up like I wanted to. So let's get into these jobs that are going to be eliminated first. We're gonna talk about the jobs going to be eliminated, and then I'm going to show you some automation in some of the warehouses and things that are already going on, because I always get debate. So this is going to be a video I'm going to save. I'm going to have it on my phone. I'm going to refer people to it all the time, because I'm like, look, this is the knowledge. I'm giving it to you for you to either take it or leave it. I know a lot of people are going to leave it and not going to do anything, which is fine. I'm really trying to reach the people who want to prepare, their family, who wants to start having conversation with their kids, with their teens, with their, students that are getting ready to enter college, to discuss with them realistically what is going to be in the world when they're ready to enter the workforce. This is a real conversation that has to be happening on a daily, constant basis. Anytime I talk to a family member, a friend, a cousin, and they're telling me like, hey, I'm about to go do this, I'm about to go do that, I said, well, you have to learn the automation in it. If you're not learning the automation in it, it's a waste of time and a waste of your money. Period. Doesn't matter. And I'm going to show you why. So let's get into the list of jobs first that will be destroyed or at least highly affected by AI. Okay. Drivers, truck drivers, any type of driver, Uber drivers, Uber, there's already self-driving Uber cars on the road. Like, I don't know if you guys know that, but it's already self-driving Uber cars on the road. Drivers, truck drivers, anything that works with machinery, any type of skill that works with machinery. If a machine, this is how you want to think about it. If a machine can do the job, if it's a repetitive job and a machine can do it faster or more efficient, meaning like a machine you don't have to pay healthcare for, you don't have to give breaks to, you don't have to, I'm telling you why the bottom line matters. You don't have to, you don't have to have grievances. You don't have to have really HR when it comes to a machine, right? It just eliminates a lot of different things, okay? So that's why most companies are going to put in automation, because they're going to make their money back immediately, right? They may spend a lot of money to get it, but they're going to make their money back immediately because they're eliminating so many things, okay? Farmers. So I was looking at one video and it said farmers is going to be like, if a person's still a farmer at the end, like in the once automation really hits, there's going to be a top level job, because there's going to be so many farmers who are unfortunately going to get automated out. Printers and publishers, cashiers, of course, and call centers. We're going to talk about one call center that I found. This is a very interesting video that I seen on her. Travel agents, manufacturer workers, machines, dispatchers, any waiters, tables, bartending, bank tellers, military soldiers, because they're like just gonna have robots and drones and stuff, fast food workers, telemarketers, accounting, tax preparers, stock traders, construction workers, teachers, and college professors, insurance agents, librarians, property advisors and dealers, software development, data entry operator, and then also legal. So legal, not top tier lawyers, but definitely like legal aids, those type of things. Because think about it, they're doing a lot of paperwork, a lot of paper pushing. They're spending hours on certain things that a computer can do in probably 30 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, depending upon what it is. Once it gets programmed to do it, it's going to be more efficient. It's going to get things moving along quickly. So yes, the whole industry of lawyers is definitely going to change in what that looks like, which it actually has already been changing in the United States. When I attended the Future of Work webinar, one thing I noticed is they had a law firm that was on, and they're in California. And what they had automated the process for Walmart. All the Walmart stores in the United States, they automated the process of how, when a person files a lawsuit. So usually they used to have to go to that law firm in that particular city and state. Well, the California law firm put all the information into their computer, their AI technology, and they read through all the claims and stuff real quick, and then it may shoot to a law firm or it may be denied automatically. So a lot of the lawyer was saying, the guy who owns the law firm, he was like, well, a lot of law firms are upset with me, but this is the future. So, he was kind of pretty much, it is what it is. Yes, I have this huge contract with Walmart at this point, but this is where we're at today. So family, tell me, what are your thoughts right now? What are you thinking about this? Is this your first time hearing about automation in this detail and what's really to come? Is this something that you've been kind of paying attention to, or you're not quite sure what to do? Just tell me what your thoughts is. I'm gonna go back to my video so I can look at it, because since things are not working, so I can read your guys' comments and so forth, I had to, like, the way I had everything set up, I had to get off and change the way so we can have this in-depth conversation. But I have been promising this video. I am so sorry that it took so long for me to do this to you guys, give this to you guys, but I wanted to get this out. So let me see. So tell me what you're thinking right now. I'm writing Andrew Yang, since he is the only person that's talking about this. Thank you, R.W. Smith. So tell me what else you're thinking about right now before I show you guys this next video. I've been talking, R.W. Smith said, I've been talking about this with my family, but no one wants to listen. If you think about it, it's the start of thought process was online shopping. Yes, if there were no jobs, how would we earn money? Pat C1, that's a good question. We're going to get in that today. Family unit is the only way, immediate and external. They have ears, but they can't hear. This is so true. Andrew Yang, I give much respect to Andrew Yang. His policies are kind of weird to me when it comes to political policies and stuff like that. But as far as him talking about automation and staying on that topic, I give him much respect because he is the only leader to me in the United States that is on that level that understand automation and what it's going to do to the workforce. So that is kind of where I'm at with that. And what I'll say, family, about how you're going to make jobs. Have you guys heard about basic income? Tell me if you heard about this topic that Andrew Yang talks about all the time, talking about basic income, like monthly dividends for the family and so forth. Give me a 1 if you heard about this. Give me a 2 if you have not heard about this. And if you're just coming into the room, we're talking about the end of jobs. This is a part 2 segment because I have been discussing this topic for all year long of 2019 because of the space that I am in. I have been invited to workshops, online, offline, attended meetings, and so forth about this. And so I am spreading this information to my community through the Fly and Being Queen Network, through Your Black World right now, also through my channels and so forth. So wherever you're watching this at, make sure that you are sharing out this broadcast. I am challenging our community to begin this conversation heavily because every data and data point I look at, our community is going to get hit the hardest, right? We're not going to be able to get everybody not to be hit, right? That's just the reality of the situation, unfortunately. But for the ones that want to prepare and want to get their families prepared and so forth, this is the conversation for them. This is the conversation to get started. You always want to get prepared when you don't need to. When it happens and when it hits the fan, you don't want to be trying to be in that mode of preparing, right? So that's why we're having this conversation today. So I see 1s, I see 2s. So some people have heard about it, and some people have not heard about it. At least 4,000 per family. So it's 1,000 per person in your household over 18, from my understanding, is what they're preferring. Is what Andrew Yang, I think, is proposing. And it's going to have to happen. This is a couple of things I'm going to tell you that has to happen. Family, subscribe to the network. Make sure you share out this broadcast. Make sure you turn on the notification bell as well. This is one thing that is going to have to happen when automation truly hits in America. America is a country that is very reactive. They're not proactive. So that's one big problem with America. They don't have accountability. They're worried about the money. They're not really concerned about citizens. That's just how it comes down to it when you're living in America. So anyway, they're going to have to figure out how to get a freedom dividend out, because because America's economy is based off of consumerism. You can't let the economy completely fail because people are not making money. That's number 1. They're also going to have to fix the healthcare system. The reason they're going to have to fix the healthcare system is because healthcare is tied to jobs. Jobs are going to be eliminated. You can no longer have healthcare tied to employment at all. It has to be a universal healthcare system. That's why when everybody debates about healthcare, I'm like, I don't care, because automation is going to take care of it anyway. They're not going to have a choice. It's just not going to be a choice at all. So, they can debate all they want or whatever. Once automation kicks in, because they can't convince the CEOs not to improve their bottom line, America's a free for all. It's just going to be what it is. So let's talk about, let's go into Amazon real quick. Okay, family, let me show you this video on Amazon. I think I have another video queued up. We're going to look at this video on Amazon really quick, okay, before we get into this. So let's get into this video on Amazon. Give me a second. Hold on. Okay. So let me give you a second. That's a meeting I got coming up. I was just trying to read what I need to do. So give me a second, and then I'm gonna give you this video. Hold on. So Amazon. So a lot of people talk about Amazon all the time, right? Right. Amazon, Gigi said Amazon's putting everybody out of business, right? So, and that's true, Gigi. Like a lot of, like, if you listen to, like, now I will say, I'll give credit to some of the politicians in the DC area right now. They're watching Amazon moves, and they're starting to realize, oh shoot, Amazon is really disrupting the business atmosphere to the point where it's even threatening the U.S. Postal Service. Like, it's not just threatening small businesses, it's threatening big business as well. Because Amazon, because that's why I go back to regulation and accountability. There's no accountability, there's no regulation in America. So they have let that get out of control. They didn't even let them pay taxes last year. They built the biggest building, I think, just recently in India. They didn't even build the biggest building in America. They were like, oh, thank you for my tax break. I'm gonna go build this big old building over in India and hire a bunch of workers. So, you know, that's just how it goes in America. America's just, they can't see the future for some reason. I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, I stay out of that, but I'm informing my community, and we're going to continue to be informed together, and we're going to get prepared and see what's best for our family. So let's get into Amazon. Amazon right now does employ a lot of people, but what a lot of people don't understand is that Amazon has been one of the top investors in automation, in making sure that machines can replace workers. They have been one of the top funders of this. They have been putting automation, testing it out, testing the self-driving trucks, testing the self-driving vehicles, testing the packers in their warehouse, testing this, that, and the other. And if you ever really look at Amazon, and like if you ever go look at a worker or whatever that has worked with Amazon, they'll tell you that they really don't get breaks. You know, they have a lot of 911 calls because of suicide, this and that. Like, it's very interesting. So I can see why Amazon's mindset is like, look, we need to get away from like having human beings in our warehouses, period. We just need to get to robots, you know, that way we ain't got to deal with all this. I could totally see that happening. So let me show you what's happening in Amazon. I don't shop on Amazon unless I absolutely have to. And that's because I am a project manager consulting. So I understand the inner workings of a lot of things, and I just love knowledge. So sometimes I go deeper than most people. And it's just certain companies, I'm like, I can't give you my money because I know what you're really doing. You know, so that's just kind of one of my things. But to each his own. Nobody else has to do that. That's just me. Okay. So let's go into this.
See these machines today.
The next video.
See these machines today in warehouses that are driving distance from Seattle, from Frankfurt,
Let me start this over.
Amsterdam, and we already can see these machines today in warehouses that are driving distance from Seattle, from Frankfurt, from Milan, Amsterdam, and elsewhere. And sources tell us that Amazon has looked at adding these very machines to all its U.S. fulfillment centers for standard size inventory. So it could be in many places coming up quite soon.
How far ahead is Amazon in front of the competition on this?
So it's interesting, this technology, which is from an Italian firm called CMC SRL, has been marketed for a number of years to different retailers. We know that Walmart, according to a source, has also deployed this machine, as well as Shutterfly, JD.com in China. But we're told that Amazon was among the first to do so, and certainly is making the most aggressive push that we're aware of with machines right now.
The cost is set to be, what, $1 million a machine? And what's stunning is how quickly you say Amazon can make back that cost.
Right. So when you think about Amazon's shipping costs, this is actually pennies. So I think in the first quarter alone, Amazon spent more than $7 billion on shipping costs. And that includes a bunch of different things. But at least comparing that to the price of this machine, the machine seems, quite economical. So a single machine is $1 million, according to sources, and there are operational expenses on top of that. But if you add at least 2 machines to the dozens of warehouses that Amazon is looking at, that's more than $100 million. So still not a ton of money compared to its overall $7 billion price tag for shipping in one quarter alone. And when you consider the savings from packaging material, cardboard that's too big for the box that's coming to your doorstep, as well as obviously from labor, the idea that you can crank out boxes at 4 to 5 times the speed of a human packer, you're getting to see a lot of those savings quickly, such that sources say Amazon can recover the costs in under 2 years.
So that's the Amazon video. And they shows you how quickly that they like, well, we'll recover our costs really quickly. So we'll go ahead and replace the worker, right? And I think that's just something that we as a community don't really understand, that at the end of the day, the CEO, the business owner, the entrepreneur in a state or a country that does not regulate their earnings, their taxes, that doesn't really say, hey, you know, you're making money off of this community because these consumers are here. You have to make sure you're contributing the same way. They're going to take what they can. You know, it's just, it is what it is. There is no, some companies are good about, like Salesforce.com. Let's talk about a company that's good about making sure it's paying its pay fair, make sure it's paying its employees equally or whatever. Salesforce is a huge company. I love their work. I love their whole structure. I love that they are constantly, now they're a big company and gobble up a lot of other companies, but what they do is when they buy a company, they go in and they re-regulate all the salaries. So they make sure everybody's making the same amount. You know, Salesforce is a conscientious company is what I'll say. But you know, other companies are not, because our leaders are not like, hey, you have to be this way. It is some leaders that are trying to, but there's a lot of leaders who are getting their pockets lined. So it is what it is. And we got to do what we have to do to prepare as a family unit, as a workforce, right? As Black community. So a couple of things that I would suggest, you know, as you get prepared, and we're going to go into the jobs that are going to be around after automation. One thing I would definitely suggest is that you, as a family unit, begin to talk about this. Everybody's gonna talk about this. You can ignore this broadcast. You don't like I said, I'm done trying to reach everybody. I want to reach the ones who really want to make sure their families are good, who's trying to understand what is going on. What is the best way to prepare my family? How can I prepare myself? I'm even studying different things, going into different areas, learning different industries, making sure that I can change. Like, everything's going to change. Everything's going to be touched when automation hits full scale, period. Don't care if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a call center worker, a truck driver, give me some other jobs, a laborer, doesn't matter, high end to low end jobs, everything's going to be touched to some degree, period. I've seen it, I've heard it, I'm looking at it. Okay. So you want to try to eliminate all debt that is unnecessary, meaning like get rid of stuff like credit card bills, you know, really get down to those minimums, you know, like if you got to have a car payment, then car payment, you know, your insurance, your rent, your mortgage, whatever it may be. Also for renters, and what I've been encouraging a lot of people to do that are able to, I said, hey, get you a property. If you and your family have to go in together, get a property, because a lot of people are going to have to live together. Okay, because it's going to come to where people are going to be in the gig economy. They're going to be working jobs where you're going to be working like here and there and this, that, and other, and people are going to be pooling their funds, their resources together. It's going to happen. So if you have the ownership of that property, guess what? Your mortgage or whatever can't get rose up. So when people start, you know, when people see economy goes down, you know, rent sometimes get higher. You know how gentrification, they come into the neighborhood, they raise the rent so high, it pushes people out. So think about that with homes and houses. If you are a renter today, you really want to try to remove yourself from being a renter so you can own it, just so you can have that stability with your mortgage not changing, if that makes sense. You know, I'm saying, because I can see people, you know, price gouging with the rent. Again, we're in a country that doesn't regulate anything most of the time, just being honest, you know, and that's why a lot of people are having hard times right now with having housing, right? So that's just a reality that we're in. I'm a realist. I'm a real talk business, straight up type person. That's just me. I don't know how else to be. That's how my family raised me. That's how my dad raised me. That's how my mom raised me. How my grandparents raised me. How my great grandparents raised me. It is what it is. So that's what I do. I'm like, if you don't want to hear the real talk, don't come listen to me. So let's get into these jobs that are thriving. Thank you, family, for the comments. Tell me, what are you thinking so far? I knew this was going to be a longer conversation. I appreciate you guys for staying with me. Like I said, I really want to get this video out. People have been asking for this video, and I really need to get it out. And like I said, I was going to cover everything in this video just so that we can get to discussion about it and really get it going. I got to push this. Give me a second. I got to push something out by 30 minutes so I can finish my talk with my family, right? So give me a second. Give me one moment. So give me your ideas. Give me what you're feeling right now. What is your thoughts? Like, what is your thought process? What questions do you have for me? Let me answer any questions you have for me right now, so I can definitely answer those. I got a lot of good questions last time on Facebook when I did this, and I told them I would do a full summary on one video so I can direct people to that video, and this is that video today. In the meantime, share this broadcast, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, whatever platform you're on. I appreciate you listening to this. Talk to your family. I am a knowledge resource giver. I'm usually not going to talk about the hottest topic, what happened with Cardi B, what happened with Nicki Minaj. I don't even know. I couldn't tell you. I really don't care, just to be honest. But I love hip hop. I love music. You know, I'm a dance. I'm a have a good time. I'm just about business too. That's all it is. And I don't get obsessed with other people's lives because I got to take care of myself and then my direct life and my community that I'm in. So that's kind of what I do. So let me send this email real quick. Okay, family. So let's get this conversation keep going. So tell me what you think right now. So Jay, let me read some of these comments. Margie G, Black people, period, will be in a bad position. We're not going to say that. We're going to say they're going to be in a good position, that a lot of our Black people are going to listen to this video, listen to other videos, start reading up on this topic, and they're going to put their family in a winning position, and they're going to be in a good position. We're talking positivity. We're speaking life over our community from now on. I am not playing about that. We are facing too many different things right now in our community where it's time to stop speaking death over our lives. We are speaking life, because what's going to happen is the ones that do get it and figure it out, they're going to have to help the ones that were not able to, right? Some people are going to be caught off guard because a lot of us are just into the day-to-day, okay? And we can't come out the day-to-day to realize, oh, crap, we have this coming, that coming, this coming. And I didn't even mention a recession, right? So if you notice, I didn't even mention that because really, we're going to be dealing with it because we're the only group projected to hit zero meaning wealth by 2053. I won't even get into that right now. Let me stay on topic. Let me stay on topic because you guys know I will definitely get off into a tangent. Shout out to all the moderators that are in the building. Thank you, family, for coming in. I do appreciate you as well. Again, you can follow me on Instagram at Ronique M. West. I usually go live on Fly New Being Queen, but every time I drop knowledge on Facebook, they kick me off. So I'm on YouTube. I'm going to continue to give the community knowledge. You're not going to stop me. So anyway, that's just for whoever keeps doing it. Whoever cares, I don't even care. So anyway, let's get into these jobs real quick because I do have to, I got about a little bit more time and I have to get off of here. So the jobs that will thrive. So family, let's talk about these jobs that are going to be around, what's going to thrive, because I want you to be prepared, right? I said I'm going to come on here. I'm always, every time I come on, I'm going to give you knowledge, resources. I'm going to give you some options you can take to begin to get started with things, okay? So let's talk about it. Robot manufacturers. So anybody that works with their hands, all my welders, all my people that are in certain industries right now that are good with hands, figuring out things and so forth, go to robot manufacturing, learn maintenance of the robots, because some people are not going to want to spend money to keep upgrading the robots. They're going to want to keep using their old robots, their old their old AI trucking systems, their old AI driving systems or cars or whatever. If they have like car services or whatever, you know, drones. Learn how to fix these machines, Black man, that you're going to be winning if you become the fixer of the machines, okay? If you learn how to begin to program the machines, you are going to be winning. It is one video I wanted to show with you guys where the young lady was in a call center, and I may be able to pull that up. And she was talking about, they were like, well, are you concerned that you're teaching the machine how to be you? You're going to eventually eliminate your job. She was like, no, it's just the way of the world. And that's where we're at. So you got to be part of it, or you're going to get eliminated. I want to show you guys that video because I'm like, well, that's how she's putting it. And that's pretty much where we're at. So if you learn about these machines, you're going to be winning. So family, start digging. Coursera, Coursera. I hope I'm spelling that right. I'll look it up. They have free courses a lot of times. IBM is doing free courses. Shout out to IBM. IBM has been holding a lot of workshops right now on the future of work. They've been doing a lot of free webinars. They have took it upon themselves to be the leading person to say, hey, automation is here. We're no longer going to keep it from our community and the people in America, and we're going to continue to do it. Drone operator. Exactly. I love it. Somebody else give me some other ones while I'm giving you my list. Drone operator. Also, drone deliveries is going to be a big thing. I'm not ready to see all these things flying around in the air, but man, it's already here, and I'm not ready to see it myself, but it is what it is. And then a lot of times automation, a lot of reason why automation is coming too is we have a shrinking workforce. We also have people want things like overnight, right? People want things like now. Like as soon as I order something, like, can you deliver it to me in 2 hours? They're not thinking because I'm requesting delivery in 2 hours, you're literally eliminating a job, because now everybody's trying to figure out how do we make sure that when I order a product, it gets to me ASAP. Okay. So now that's eliminating jobs too. A lot of times our need for gratification, instant gratification, and our need for quickness, because we're in this fast pace, because the Western world is like, it's causing our automation and jobs to be eliminated, to be honest, because the companies want to serve the consumer. Raw materials management, where our things are made, including anything that's going to be used to make the robots, you're going to be winning. So if you can get into raw materials that's going to make the robots, you're going to be winning. Big data, AI scientists, program the AI. I already said that. Programming the AI is going to be huge. Artificial bodies manufacturer. Some of these jobs I've never heard of that, but that's a job that's going to be winning in the future, or winning in the next 5 years, because it ain't even the future, it's next 5 years. Esports. Have anybody, okay, look, now this is interesting to me. Is anybody paying attention to esports right now? Somebody tell me if esports, is anybody paying attention to esports right now? I'm not a sports person at all, but esports is a huge thing that is like going to go through the roof. Is anybody paying attention to esports? Or is this something new to you too? Because I know people like to watch sports on TV and stuff, but esports is growing fast, and it's going to be something that's going to be around forever. It is big business. And I was like, whoa. When I was like looking into this topic this year, I was like, whoa, okay. Like this was interesting to me, which means it's going to really replace the current like sport teams and celebs you see now and stuff. All that's going to really change. Psychologists in therapy. So if anybody ever thought about being a therapist, ever thought about getting into psychology, anybody on the broadcast thought about that? Anybody that's put a 1 if you thought about being a therapist or going into psychology. Put a 2 if you have not. Let me know 1 or 2 if you have thought about this. Why do you guys, and then also tell me, why do you think this is going to be a huge business in the future? Tell me why you think that's going to be huge in the future. I do want to say this because, of course, why? Because people are going to be going through so many changes in life. People are going to be feeling down. Depression and suicide is going to be a major, major thing. It already is a major problem because of social media. It has went through the roof since social media has been injected into our lives. And as all the changes begin to happen, people are going to need therapy. You're going to need social settings. They're going to need empathy training. They're going to be, your co-workers now going to be a robot. You're not going to be able to really talk to a robot like you used to be able to talk to your sister friend. You know, I've actually left the world of full-time work 6 years ago. So I don't usually around coworkers. I'm usually by myself. So I kind of already in that environment for the last 6 years, whatever. But people are used to that. That's going to be a transition, right? So that's going to be huge. Gene designer for babies and pets. So you would think blue jeans, right? Now we're talking about genes where you want to design what type of pet you want and what kind of baby you want. I ain't even getting into all that. Whatever, but that's what it is. World designer. So building everything virtually. So a lot of people are going to be into virtual worlds, right? Because the connection with people are just going to be very minimum. So people are going to want to put on those goggles, the VR. I'm never going to buy one. I'm a nerdy, blurty person, but it's certain, like, I want to go back to a flip phone. Whenever I can, I'm going back to a flip phone. So I'm just telling you right now, yes, I'm going to be a blur. I'm still going to know everything. I'm going to know all the technology is that, but I personally am probably not going to use it. I'm just being 100% real. But world designer, meaning that you can design the virtual worlds, virtual alleys that people go in and so forth. Cybersecurity, private data brokerage is going to be huge. Of course, everybody knows that. Because the data is going to be everywhere. Real estate developer, poor countries are getting more money. China, Dubai, and Qatar. So a lot of countries, what's going to happen is America's going to everybody. I mean, I think you guys know America's going to really kind of fall off from being like having the highest GDP and stuff. China and a lot of other countries are really starting to make some big moves. They have more things to be developed and so forth. It's a lot of things that are happening globally, economic level, leadership level, financial level. I mean, people are restarting their whole economies and stuff right now. It is going to be a lot of opportunities for people to be in other countries and do things. That's what I'm gonna tell you. So learn another language, which I'm already on that route. Biochemistry and tech engineers create industry. Private services for the rich. Of course, rich is always going to still want to have a human being touch. That's going to become a thing that, oh, do you have money to have a human come service you instead of a robot? Do you have the money to have a waiter come to your table instead of a robot? Do you have the money to, do this? So that's going to be a big thing. Elderly care, end of life care. So of course, people are always going to be born. People are always going to die. Most people are not going to want to have a machine or a robot taking care of their elderly, right? Taking care of their parent, taking care of their grandparent, whatever it may be. They're going to still want to have a human being who has the empathy, the humanity to give that person what they need, and so forth. Okay. Small jobs that are not worth automating yet. So anything that's not worth automating yet will not be automated, right away. So, of course, there will be some automation in small businesses and entrepreneurs, but, as far as not touching ones that are not ready to be automated, they're just not going to be automated. So you're going to be good to go there as well. So anything that is there, private chef, I like that. Any other ones you guys can think of, family that you would like to see that you think is going to be around in the future as automation takes place over the next 5 years? Again, it's not very far from where we are right now. I really dislike that America keeps putting out this, when you hear some of the politicians talk about it, they try to act like, oh, it's like 20 years from now, 10 years from now. It is not, family. It's in the next 5 years. The biggest changes will happen in the next 5 years, and it will be over the next decade. I'm telling you for a fact that's what's happening. I've been in too many meetings. Some meetings I can talk about, some I cannot talk about, but I'm telling you that that's exactly what's happening. 10 years ago, the companies were investing to get the automation where they needed it to be today, but it's here now. So it's already there. It's on the road. And I'm going to go right into UPS real quick. Daycare, find a good one. AI can code. Banks started already. Yes, banks have started already. Everybody started already. I think automation is slow. America's behind on technology, so automation is slow here. But I mean, it's pretty much in every industry today, to be honest. And that's just a demand of what is happening and so forth. So, family, what I encourage you to do, because I'm getting ready to get off of here, I really want you to talk to your families. Begin to have real conversations with your families. I don't believe in scare tactics. I don't believe in fear mongering or anything, because we are a powerful group of people that have survived so much, and we will survive this. But I don't like to see people hurt when they don't have to be, right? So it is preparation you can do right now. It is things you can begin to do. It is things you can begin to learn over the next year or two. So when your job comes in and be like, hey, we're laying off 35% of the staff, you're in that category. You are prepared. I already have my side business. I already have my new technology. I am already in place to make sure I am good. And I'm going to show you guys one more video, and then I'm going to have to go because I feel like I covered the gambit here and all the topics. And for automation, I went through the list of jobs that are going to be eliminated. I went through the list of jobs that are going to be around, so you can begin to look into it. We talked about basic income. I talked about the healthcare. We discussed a little bit about Yang. Family, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop it in the comments right now so I can queue up this next video, and I'll answer any questions for you. And then I kind of gave you some solutions too of what I think you should start doing for the future and for your family, because I don't want to see our community hurt. I'm tired of seeing us hurting. I'm over it. I'm disgusted by it, honestly. You know, so I'm just over it. So anything I can do to spread, to use my voice, my whatever, to get the information out, to make sure you guys are being prepared, to ensure you have that conversation, I will definitely do that. And you don't want to rely on automation for everything if you can, right? But a lot of people will. A lot of people are all into the smart homes, the gadgets, the things like this. And I look at stuff now because I'm so entrenched into a lot of things. I'm like, oh, what job got eliminated by that? You know, so I'm like, I think about that when it comes up, okay? So let me go ahead and, oh, thank you. Wow. Oh, Nick, thank you so much. Thank you, family, for all the compliments. This was so random. I was going to try to do it tomorrow, but then I realized my schedule was too packed tomorrow, and I had to get this video out to you guys. So let me show you this next video. And if you have any questions, please let me know. We're going to talk about UPS. This is UPS, y'all, family.
While you're still waiting for that package that was supposed to be delivered on Monday, UPS has been secretly hauling cargo using self-driving trucks. That's right, the company has put its minority stake in automated trucking startup Too Simple to work. For over 3 months, self-driving trucks have been hauling cargo back and forth between Phoenix and Tucson, Arizona. The tractor trailers are outfitted with 9 cameras as well as LiDAR sensors, those spinning contraptions often attached to the roofs of self-driving vehicles to help them see. The fleet is designed as level 4 autonomous trucking, which means all operations are automated. The driver and engineer are only on board as a fallback. The effort aims to reduce the cost of shipping by 30%, likely by eventually removing the human occupants once the technology has been perfected. This isn't UPS's first foray into autonomous navigation. Earlier in the year, the company announced a program that will deliver medicine over short distances via drones. Meanwhile, FedEx has revealed an adorable robot for same-day deliveries, and Domino's is planning to use Neuro's self-driving R2 vehicles later in the year. In other words, you're going to start seeing a lot more robots sometime in the near future. We just hope you keep your prejudices to yourself. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe to Engadget.
So family, I just wanted to end on that video because, like I said, this is not something we're talking about in the future. These are things that are actually happening now. And what I have really noticed is that a lot of people have been extremely tight-lipped about it. So this is why I have been using my voice all year long to talk about automation, AI, artificial intelligence, and getting on you guys' nerves. It is a reason why I'm doing that. And I will continue to push it out, and I will continue to talk about it, because I know even if you got it and you understand it, it is somebody that has not heard this information before. So it's important that you share out this broadcast. You click on the notifications. You make sure that your family and you are having discussions about this. You are preparing yourself for this change in automation, right? And that's why I said the kid's first job has to be a business or entrepreneurship. But I see a lot of parents are doing that. You know, I had a young lady who came and won my pitch competition that was 12 years old last year that I hold in my local area. So I know I see parents are starting to get it, but we got to make sure the rest of the community that needs this information gets it. So share this broadcast, save this broadcast. If you want to get the conversation started with your family, you're like, hey, I need to get this conversation started. Watch this on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I don't do pagan holidays, but if you do, it's a time when your family's all around. Have some serious conversations at that Thanksgiving table. Make sure that you have plans for if your grandma passes away, if this happens, what are your plans for automation? What is your plans for the future? What is your plans for the recession? What are your backup plans? And I'm going to do another video that's going to be really in depth on human trafficking. Okay, and we're going to talk about ways for self-defense. I have been talking about Black people need self-defense for a long time, and I'm going to continue to harp on that. There is absolutely no reason we should have 75,000 Black girls, women missing. But that's a different subject for another day, and I will be discussing that. That will be a real talk segment, family, and I will be covering that. So, family, I love to give knowledge to my people and resources. I hope you enjoyed this video. I do have to get off of here because I have to continue on with my day. I already pushed a meeting for you because this was a huge topic that I wanted to be sure I shared out with the family and make sure that you guys understand it. What is coming, what is here. I'm gonna stop saying what is coming, what is here and what is happening, even though our leadership and our politicians are not telling you this information. This is already inundated into our world. I've actually been in some meetings where I'm learning some of the technology that's coming. So, family, hopefully you found this informative. I want you guys to have a great day. My name is Ronique West. I am a contributor normally on Fly Being Queen. I'm on Your Black World. Something's going on with my Facebook. I guess they don't like the knowledge that I spit. So you will see this on multiple platforms. So if you're on my YouTube channel, if you're on Fly Being Queen, I appreciate you for tuning in for this video today. I want you to make sure you have a great day. And remember, knowledge is power, but execution is greater. So, family, my Instagram is Ronique M. West. If you want to follow me, I will always challenge you to change your mindset. I'm always going to give you knowledge. I'm always going to give you resources. Thank you for tuning in with me today with Real Talk and Business with Ronique. I want you guys to have a great day, no matter what's going on with your world. Think positive. Start speaking the I am affirmations. You are powerful. We are a powerful community. We have unity. We have love. We are going to get through this together, family. I love you guys. Have a great day.